You're like running and you like get caught in your headphones. That's
Well,
how.
no, full circle now. People are like, I lose my eye. So now it's trendy to have, because then it really shows, like, sometimes you can't tell if someone's, they have them in, but are they talking to someone? Can I talk to you? Can I approach you? What's the protocol or what's etiquette? Now people are just wearing these and just basically says, don't bother me. Do not bother me. These are in. I do not want to be bothered. And I respect that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially noise cancelers too, like the ones you got.
Yeah.
You put those on, it's just, sorry. Don't want to talk to you. Don't want to talk to anyone. Go away from me. I don't
Yeah.
even want to
It's
hear you.
it's pretty much like a do not disturb button for the whole world to see. Leave me alone.
And
I'm
the
locked
best
in.
and the best ones are the ones that can't take phone calls. So like even if someone calls you, like, oh, sorry, still can hear you.
You know what I hate? I was walking Theo and someone was on a call and they had it on speaker.
Oh, this isn't.
And, and it's like, am I on the call with you? Because I can hear everything. And my dog's sniffing, so I can't really get away from this conversation. You either have to walk away or put the phone to your ear. I can't stand speakerphone out in public.
Agreed. But your arm gets tired sometimes. Like maybe it's just the rotation. Maybe they're mid rotation from right hand to left hand.
I didn't ask to be a part of your conversation.
So what do you just scowl at them, or do you say, "Hey, it's a public place. They can do whatever they want"?
Thea goes and pees on their leg.
Karma,
Woo! Let's
karma, karma,
go.
karma.
This is the year, Big Ben. I know I say this every year, but this is the year.
What's that? What 2026 is your year?
Our year. Big Ben
Ooh,
and K Win. Put in
come
your
on.
2 weeks. Call Blauhaus. Call Matt. Call all your real estate buddies. Buy Gail that house on the lake. This is it. This is the year, Big Ben.
Why do you say that? Are we hitting the portal, the podcast portal?
You got
That'd
to
be an
start the
idea.
year out with positivity, right? You got to always think this is the year. It can never be the year if you don't think it's the year.
I think it's the year. It's an even year. I've always said that even numbers make much better. I think good things. I'm an 84 guy, so good things happen even numbers. And I agree with you. It's about time we got our number called. You know,
That's right.
um, let's see who's Kornheiser, and they got to be wrapping that thing up. We could be
Yeah.
up next.
No one
Did they
knows
get
about
rid
them,
of?
anyways.
Did they get rid of the one where they give points? That guy gives points.
I haven't seen it in a while. I
Maybe
don't
we
watch a lot of network TV. I got to
see.
be honest. It's podcast or like a podcast on YouTube.
Maybe that's what we do. We do the Hollywood scares of podcasters, and we just debate amongst others. That'd be decent TV.
I got the first debate right here.
Go.
Indiana's college football ascension can be compared to a Netflix character. Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
I haven't.
So, season one, Steve, he was the jock, he was the bully. I think he dated Nancy Wheeler. He was kind of an afterthought in season one. Didn't look like he had a lot of staying power. But you fast forward to season five, he's like the face of the show. He's the main guy. Everyone knows who he is. In Indiana last year, in year one with Cignetti, they're one hit wonders. They can't do it. We're in year two. They've got the Heisman winner. They got the best coach in college football, and they're on the verge of going 16-0 and winning the Natty. They are now, if not the face of college football, one of the faces in just year two.
You're not alone trying to figure out like how this happened, right? It's kind of like Stranger Things. The name's it's a pretty strange thing to see Indiana at the top. A lot of people are relating it to Mark Cuban, him ushering some money in. Is that the thing? I think that just takes away with what Cignetti's done, to be honest. Like, there is a coach back in the day, he came to UW from Boise State, Chris Peterson. And he reminds me, he looks like a Chris Peterson, and he knows who he wants to coach and what kind of guys he wants on his team. And that's evident in the way Indiana plays. Like every guy works for the do your job. If you do your job well, everyone does the job, will overachieve. And they've done just that. It helps to have the best quarterback in the NCAA. That helps a lot. But yeah, trying to tie it to any one thing, I would say if you're going to tie it to one thing and one thing only, it's got to be SIG.
Yeah.
It's got to be SIG.
Well, everyone talks about NIL. You got to buy the players, you got to pay your players, but that's just part of the story.
Right.
The other part is you have to coach these players and you got to put them in a system and a scheme to win. And I was talking with someone over the weekend. I didn't realize this, but like Indiana has one of the largest and active alumni networks across the world. And now they can tap into that for college football and pair that with the best coach in college football. I mean, we might be on the verge of something special. I compare it to like, remember when Steph Curry came in and Clay and they were hitting 3-pointers and it was all cute. And then all of a sudden they got that thing rolling and then they became the bad guys. Like once Cignetti wins, and I think they'll win next Monday, I think people are going to start to shift. And that's when you become the favorite instead of the underdog. I don't think he cares. I don't think he matters. No. But how cool is that to go from the underdog to the favorite in less than 2 years?
Not an underdog. They were an afterthought. It's not as though they were even considered in the conversation for the college football playoff before SIG landed there. And you know what's funny? I think you're right about the alumni network. My buddy's mother-in-law is an Indiana alum. Actually, his wife went to Indiana and like shipped out a flag to watch the game. They're all watching the game. But the biggest school there is the business school. And consequently, what has football become? A business, right?
Big business.
Big business. So, hey, we all get it. You know, we got to watch our team more if they win. What are we going to do? We're going to invest. I mean, there's something behind that. Cuban's probably he's got the biggest pocket full of money that he can spend on things. But certainly, I think Indiana, especially with the basketball being down, Sig hit it. Mendoza hit it. They hit. And oh my goodness. I can't wait to see them thrash Miami. But let me go here. Let me go kind of on a related topic.
You want to kick the show off first?
Yeah.
Let me hit it. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and K-Win. Each week we publish a brand new episode. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. That way you can get notified each time a new episode drops. More of an audio podcast person. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, rate and review us. And for your social media, at Big Ben Kwin _ anywhere you get your social media. I'm Kwin, he's Big Ben. We're going to talk a little college football, a little transfer portal, NFL division round playoffs, and much, much more.
3 days. What happens? 3 days.
From now. Which is Tuesday.
I believe it. Yeah, it's Tuesday.
So Wednesday, Thursday. So on Friday?
On Friday, yeah. It's Saturday, Sunday. The transfer portal will close, I believe, on the 16th. All right.
I believe it's this week.
Yes. Okay. It is. See if you agree with me on this one. Remember how they used to do that, like high school sports or high school football national signing day? Pick your hat. Like that was like pins and needles if this guy's going to your school. No longer the case. Like everyone is watching the portal now. Tulsa has a portal home where they're like allowing you insight into how they're like trying to pull people into Tulsa and so forth. I mean, and then you got, portal rankings. But what I want to focus on, Kwin, is QBs in the portal. Prize possessions. And the funny thing about this is, think about, you know who Ty Simpson is?
From Alabama?
Yeah, quarterback for Bama. He declared, right? Said, I'm out of here.
He's going to the NFL draft?
Yep. He declared. You know what's happening right now? Miami's like, I got $6.5 million if you stick around. Like, it is going to bring players back, like early declares from a.
That's a smart move to declare. Looks like, hey, if you want me, you better dig into
I
that
mean, there's
pile of
gonna
cash.
yeah, there's gonna be some games played. There's gamesmanship around like how you market yourself. Hey, I'm rated in the middle of the first round. That's gonna bring me probably 3 to 4 mil a year. You need to match that or better, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I have to take on the inherent risk of getting injured. But there is going to be a lot of that. And I do want to talk about 3 quarterbacks in the portal. Top 3. Sam Leavitt,
Okay.
Dylan Raiola,
Yep.
and one that you may not have heard of, Drew Mestamaker.
Whoa, what about Josh Hoover?
Those 3. Because
Okay.
I want to bring this up for a reason. So I have 3 questions for you around each of these 3. Have they found a better home? I mean, is the grass going to be greener? Will he improve, the quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
And will the team improve?
I'll start with Sam Leavitt because I know him the most. ASU, 2 years ago, got them to college football playoff, dual threat quarterback. He's going to LSU. Yes, he will improve. Yes, it was a great move. I love it because the thing that Lane Kiffin does is he puts together an offensive system that is very quarterback friendly. And he gets quarterbacks to play at a high enough level to get drafted. Jackson Dart, Matt Corral. If you look at Trinidad Shambliss, Sam Leavitt is a little like that in terms of he can throw the ball and he can run the ball. And I don't think he will be this good, but remember there's another quarterback from Arizona State who transferred to LSU and catapulted himself in the NFL. He won't be as good as Jaden Daniels, but I think this is a great, great move by Sam Leavitt.
You think it is? Like there's no lose in this scenario, is there?
He gets better receivers, he gets better talent, he gets to play in front of all these fans, and he's probably in the second best conference right now.
I just very true on all points. The funny thing about this is you look at ASU, they were in the college football playoff last year.
Yeah.
Like they're not that far removed from being where he wants to go with LSU. And I think, gosh, there's going to be a lot of weight on his shoulders. Like it's with the money, with Lane, it's going to be, you better win it all, or at least be there.
But I will argue the opposite. He's probably going to get a couple 4 or 5-star running backs. He's going to have all these wide receivers, all these tight ends. He's probably going to have a better offensive line. So he's in a better position to succeed versus Arizona State. Who knows what's going to happen?
I mean, yeah, Dillingham. It's Dillingham?
Yeah.
He's begging for money. He doesn't have half the cash. He doesn't have a third of the cash that Lane Kiffin has. So couldn't afford him. We couldn't afford him. Dylan Raiola.
So I saw him up and close in Lincoln, Nebraska. He's a bigger quarterback. He's got a stronger arm. I only saw one game. He was a little inaccurate. With that being said, I think he made a great decision. Whether or not Dante Moore comes back, Dante Moore has to decide on Wednesday. If Dante Moore comes back, Dylan can redshirt. He can learn the system. He can learn under Dante. That's what Dante did under Dylan Gabriel, and he can come back with 2 years. If Dante Moore leaves, he's got the keys to the kingdom of an offense where we saw Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, Dante Moore, and then we'll see if Dylan Raiola can do that. But they have a stable full of freshman running backs and freshman wide receivers and talent galore. I'm happy for him. I think it's a great move.
I mean, to your point, I think what you're saying is these players aren't just going somewhere to go somewhere for the money, but they're going saying, okay, I'll take the money, but I also want to get into a system that will get me to the NFL.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot of these players, my guess would be is if you're a quarterback, you're an alpha, you're a pretty confident guy, is like, get me those weapons. And I could do that in the college football playoff on the bigger stage. So why not, try it?
Do you think that becomes a recruiting mechanism? Like
Yes.
Tool, absolutely. Like sign, hey, come here, sign, boom. Once we have you, like I'm a receiver, I want to go play for that guy.
Hmm.
That's got to be right.
It's got to be.
Okay, last guy, Drew Mestamaker.
I don't know a whole lot about him. Where's he
Okay,
going?
he's so Eric Morris. This is where I think the strongest upside. And to answer all those questions, as a grass greener, you're going from North Texas to Oklahoma State, where there's still Boone Pickens residual money out there to supplement whatever you. Mike Gundy, who's the Mike Tomlin of the NCAA, where he's around so long that it's just saturated and kind of dull there now. And then so Eric Morris is bringing in this gunslinger, Mestamaker. He's going to have a system that's going to allow this guy to put up massive numbers. You're going to be able to over deliver on whatever happened last year, and you're in the Big 12.
Yeah.
You're still getting a shot at turning things not just around, but sniffing the college football playoff pretty easily. The reason I bring him up, I like the idea of players going to where there's familiarity, like John Mateer did when Arbuckle went to Oklahoma. Like that's the ideal situation for me. So going back to the other two quarterbacks, like they're coming into a system they do not know, and they got to learn it quick. There's no, if you pay a guy $4 million, you're not paying him $4 million to redshirt, right? So there's some operational control that you have to have before you step foot in the field. And like with the short windows and kind of, you haven't been around the program, you don't know the coaches, you don't know the personnel, you don't know half the thing. Of the three, I think Mestamaker has the biggest opportunity to over deliver on expectations.
I think that's fair.
Fair?
Yeah.
That's all I had on the portal.
Love the portal.
Love the portal.
Should we talk a little national championship game because it's next Monday? And I don't know if we'll get another podcast out before that. So we've got the Natty next Monday, number 1 Indiana University versus number 10 Miami. As of today, I think the line is -8.5 Indiana.
Came down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the home cooking for Miami a little bit.
And this is a home game for Miami.
Absolutely, 100% a home game. And I think tickets are going for, I think you need $10K to get in the door, which is ridiculous.
It's big money, baby.
Those people don't care about the game. They care about being there. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
That's what I get so frustrated around ticket prices, where half the people there do not care about the game. They're not invested in the game, the outcome. They don't care about the kids. They care about being there because they can promote themselves. It's the prestige, it's the status. It drives up the cost, and no normal Joe can ever go to a national championship.
Yeah. It's
Fair?
where corporate America gets involved, and there's boxes and suites and marketing sponsorships.
That said, I can't wait to see who's at the game. Like that, the game being in Miami is going to carry, and that's the only, tried and true advantage Miami might have over Indiana, because it's not on the field. It's going to be in the stands. It's going to be, distractions. It's going to be whatever. But at the end of the day, Indiana's a really good team, and I think they're disciplined enough not to go out to Club Live at the night before. So what do you see?
I see Fernando Mendoza going home. He played high school football. I read this at Mario Cristobal's high school in Miami. So this is a homecoming for him. I see Indiana on the verge of something special. And with Cignetti at the helm, he's going to keep them locked in. Like, beat Bama by 25. Beat the Ducks by 34. Are they going to beat Miami by 40? Look at they're up and to the right.
I think Cristobal's too good of a coach, though, too. And if he's a motivator of any motivators, again, he has nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They weren't supposed to be there. They weren't supposed to be in the national challenge, college football playoff in the first place. For most people would say. But you're at home, you got an ideal scenario if you're going to pull an upset.
Yeah.
That's probably why the line came down a little bit. But if Cristobal could play, they might win. If he could get out there. But Indiana, I think they're just too disciplined. They're good. And to your point, they've beaten the best by a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So I got another analogy for you. Remember when we were growing up and Brussels sprouts were the vegetable that you really didn't like because it was wet or like bitter. It was kind of an afterthought. And then all of a sudden, people started to put in balsamic vinegar and honey and bacon, and Brussels sprouts went from the underdog to like the perennial favorite. If you're getting a side to go with your protein, you're looking at Brussels sprouts. And Indiana, like I said earlier, like underdog or even afterthought to perennial favorite. I think this thing is so special. It's so big. They have so many weapons. They can beat you in so many different ways. They've got 2 running backs. I think one is over 1,000 yards. The other one's close. They got 3 wide receivers. They've got a fast guy, a tall guy, a lanky guy. They've got everything. They got the Heisman Trophy winner. I got Miami by
Indiana.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Miami? I have Indiana by a touchdown. I think it's going to be close.
So you think Miami will cover? I like everything you said, and then also the other thing you have to think about. This is really good for college football. Not so good for like your college football purists who don't see like the idea of NIL being the way to go and the way to fund teams and the way to ultimately produce wins. But to see Indiana go from an afterthought, right, to a perennial powerhouse in a matter of years, like every team's going to be searching for that formula, right? You're going to see more coach turnover. Like, oh, we can't. Cignetti did it, right? Yeah. And then who's to say Indiana, Bloomington? Come on, we've talked about this. It's not the greatest place to go to school, but still, for them to make it happen there, the likes of USC just puts so much fire probably on the likes of like USC, like we talked about, like Florida State, like all these teams that proverbially have a much better environment for kids to come play in, nicer environment.
Better weather.
Like if the thing alumni are going to be saying is like, Indiana can do that. Why can't we? And that's probably the narrative across 80% of the Big Ten, all of the SEC, probably top 25% of the Big 12, maybe more. And then probably the same could be said for the ACC. Like there's no longer going to be loyalty. There's no longer like it is make stuff happen now.
Yeah.
We're going to go.
Cignetti messed it up, right?
He did.
Year 1,
You're not supposed to do this, Sig.
Year 2, he got to the Natty. Year 2, he might win the Natty.
You're not supposed to do that. And that you're right. Once it's recency bias. You said this a few times. Like you look at someone so recent, do that. You look around and go, our institution's just as good as those guys. If not better from resources, let's go do it again. Or why can't we do it? But Indiana, I'm baffled, to be honest. If someone was going to say, let's do a case on what teams potentially in 2 years could make the national title and beat these teams by double digits, Indiana would have been at probably beyond 30.
Yeah.
Right?
But let's dive into this a little bit. I just looked this up. Dan Lanning has been at the University of Oregon for 5 years. You know, he's made the college football playoffs. He's made the semis. But it doesn't look as good as year 2 in the college football playoff. And then we go to someone who's down the road from me, Lincoln Riley. He's in year 5. They haven't even gotten to a college football playoff. So Cignetti messed it up for everyone.
And especially the younger coaches, you know, like maybe we should start hiring those 62-year-olds that have, you know, worked at D2 schools the last 15 years of their life. And maybe there's something to be said for that. But it just shows you that there's no perfect formula. Like it's lightning in a bottle. And whether it was Cignetti, whether it was ingest of money into the program, like there's no like algorithm out there that's going to say this is going to get you to college football playoff. People trying to figure it out.
They say imitation is the biggest form of flattery. And you know, like when someone wins a Super Bowl or an NBA championship, everyone tries to model that team or that organization. I think a lot of athletic directors are going to look at what Cignetti did, like assistant coach, D2, like worked his way up, older. So, hey, me and you are younger than Cignetti. Let's
We
put
can
our
start
names
now.
in for a job.
We can start now. Let's move to the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Start at a CC. Let's do it
Yeah.
tomorrow. A thought popped in my head. You know what? Like you think about Penn State, probably a very similar kind of university, not probably kind of more history around their football program. But like they probably looked at Indiana and go, what is going on? Like, why can't we do that? You know, there's all these, historically good programs. Not your blue bloods, but Florida, Penn State, all making changes subsequently. And I bet the little narrative of look what Indiana did snuck into that where let's make a change now and try to replicate that, to your point.
Exactly. But you said it best. The timeline has shrunk. The attention span has shrunk. You've got to win now. In year one, you got to get to the college football playoff. In year two, you got to be competing for a natty.
But if we really looked at it, there was probably, from a resource, from whatever you want to say, there's probably 20 programs out there that could potentially do what Indiana did. And if one of those programs hired,
but you got to get the right coach.
But here's the thing. I'd love to like rewind. Sig goes to Iowa. Kirk Ferentz is gone.
I was going to say he goes to Minnesota.
Right. What then? Right? Like, are we talking about Iowa, or is it, like what is the appropriate algorithm, equation, whatever you want to say, to have this happen again? And you know what? When you look at things, like you're trying to find the mean, right? So what does the middle look like? So what do all these things have in common? I bet you most people in the college football playoff or college football world would be like, we're throwing Indiana out. It's an anomaly. Like it's not even close to what it actually takes to scale a program, grow a program, sustain a program, and so forth. It's just, there'll probably be a class in the business school about how to take, a program like Indiana and put it in the college football playoff and on the brink of winning a national title with the Heisman Trophy winner, with the National Coach of the Year in 2 years. That doesn't happen.
With the only team that's ever gone 16-0. It will be a Harvard Business School case study and a Netflix special.
Well, and there will be, Mark Cuban, you're narrating it or something like that. That will be the case. And we'll sit there and go, okay, that was awesome. But again, let's see if they can do it next year in the event that they do it this year. Yeah. But like the real thing would be the sustainability of it, right? Because everyone wants to beat the top. They don't necessarily want to go there because either it's hard to go there or, there's still some shine on some other programs like LSU. So it'll be interesting to see how long they could actually sustain it.
It's harder to stay on top than to get on top. So like the sustained greatness, that's what everyone loves about Nick Saban is he was able to do it.
Absolutely.
For so many years.
And Cignetti reminds me a bit of Saban in that regard. And Cignetti coached with Saban. So it makes sense. I don't know. I just don't, I don't understand how it happened.
I don't either. But it happened. It happened.
Like is there something behind the scenes that we're not being like, it's not disclosed to us? That's like, these guys are actually 24 years old, not 21. Like, is there, or do they just figure it out? Lightning in a bottle.
What I'm going with is he's a very good coach. He's a very good CEO. He's a very good recruiter. He's very good at putting together a game plan. And it's the details that matter, right? Like you've got these flashy coaches that have a spread offense, but if you can't change your offense and win ugly or win in different ways, That's the thing about Indiana. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. Their defense turns you over. Like every aspect of the team is fundamentally sound. There is no weakness.
Fair. And you know what's, I heard, Mick Cronin is, he's a head coach at UCLA. He goes, listen, and this is why we'll never see a Netflix documentary. We'll never see anything on Indiana. And this would be the smartest thing they ever do, is just not let anyone know how they did what they did. Yeah. But Mick Cronin goes, all you media guys come around or shoot around or whatever, and you try to get information. Oh, these guys are going to do this. They're trying to accomplish that. He's like, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do. Like, exactly. Why would I ever do that? And the same probably could be said for Sig. He's never going to tell us what he does. That's his own IP. That's what he does. That's how he's been so successful. Him telling us would defeat the purpose of him retaining and continuing to stay on that trajectory, right? So we may not see it until Sig is. And then my other thought was, is Sig the karma-free Joe Pa?
He might be.
Yeah. He seems like he's a Bloomington guy. He seems like a Bloomington guy. 3/4 zip, those glasses where you don't see the rims.
Doesn't smile.
Probably eats meat and potatoes every meal.
Yeah.
I like him.
Or steel cut oatmeal in the morning.
With nothing on it.
Plain.
No filler.
Nothing.
Oh, NFL.
Yes, the divisional round.
I got a data piece for you.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm going to give you some stats. This individual has 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and 3,900 passing yards. This individual has 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and 3,700 passing yards. They are playing in Mile High Stadium this week.
Bo Nix and Josh Allen.
Who's Bo Nix and who's Josh Allen?
If you give me the rushing yards, or if you give me the rushing TDs, I can tell you who Josh Allen is.
Where I'm going with that is there's little difference outside of maybe the rushing. There's slight difference in rushing between Bo Nix this year and Josh Allen. Have we discredited Bo Nix in his season relative to where they are getting the bye versus Josh Allen?
No.
We're not talking about Bo Nix in this game.
No, we're talking about Josh Allen.
Right. What I'm saying is they have equal stats. They're the same quarterback. So why aren't we talking about Bo Nix?
When you're putting together
Bo Nix his pub.
When you're putting together a game plan, Josh Allen is number one.
Okay.
Bo Nix he's up there, but he's not your main focal point. Bo Nix has a better defense. You could argue he has better wide receivers. He's got a better coach. The only thing Josh Allen has, he has a lot of things. He's got a cannon of an arm, better athlete, and he's got James Cook. But Bo Nix probably has a better supporting team around him.
You forgot about Josh Allen's wife.
Oh, yeah. That too. That's a given.
Bo Nix needs his day. He just needs kind of a. He does the font doesn't need to be the same size, but it needs to be relative. He has done a good job operating Sean. He's no Drew Brees, but operating Sean Payton's offense to the capacity that he has, put up similar stats to Josh Allen, and got his team a bye. Let's give him that. Can we give him that?
I will give him that.
He's not going to carry a guy 7 yards into the end zone like Josh Allen. But he's also done a really good job. I think, they win 10 straight at one point?
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Bo Nix outplays Josh Allen this weekend.
Stop it. You know what else I'll give him? I'll give him a first-class ticket to Cancun because the Bills are going into Mile High Stadium and winning.
Okay.
Time is now for the Bills. They better do it this year.
I want to count the number of Q. Do you know what Q's stand for in a depth chart?
Questionable.
Do you know what O's stand for?
Out.
Okay.
Are you looking at the Niners depth chart?
No, I'm looking at the Bills right now. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Qs. And
it's
1,
early
2,
in the week.
And 1, 2, 3 O's. And I see 7 IRs. Like Josh Allen is good, but your best safety, Jordan Poyer's got out. He's done. Dalton Kincaid's questionable. He's probably your second best wideout or receiver or pass catcher. And Josh Allen himself is questionable because he's dinged up too.
But he's Superman.
Dude. Haley's got to be cooking him a lot of chunky soup if he's going to make it through this game. That's all I'm saying.
Who are you picking?
I think that they've had a week off, and they probably knew they were getting the Bills, and the Bills got dinged up. Like, this is the reason you like to buy, so that you don't get dinged up. The Bills are dinged up. Like, and I think Josh can only do so much. James Cook looked meh.
Jacksonville's got a good front four.
I agree. No, that's what I'm saying. And the Broncos might have an equally good front four. Like, it's not going to, you're not going to downgrade here. There's not like, I think the Broncos win like 17-14. And I'm wearing a Bills hat, and that's just being honest. I bet on the Bills to win the Super Bowl. It's just that I can't see them going into Mile High as dinged up as they are. And the defense is pretty depleted. Now, granted, Denver's not going to they don't have any playmakers that are just going to wow you. But they also, and it's going to be tough to get off the field, to be honest. If they're going to, Bo Nix, dink, dunk, Sutton, catch, Ingram, catch. Like, it's just going to be a long day for the Bills. And the longer it gets for the Bills, the worse off they are. And I don't think they have the playmakers on offense to put up big numbers other than Josh Allen.
So last year, these two teams met, and the Bills won 31-7 in Buffalo. I think this year it's going to be much closer. It's obviously in Mile High Stadium. They've got like a college atmosphere. But I think this is the James Cook game. I think Josh Allen's going to do what Josh Allen does. They're going to control the ball. They're not going to be able to hear anything, and they're going to hand the ball off to James Cook. James Cook is going to break out. The Broncos are good, but I don't know if they can play from behind. And Bo Nix, he did have some good stats, but he's still a little up and down. Doesn't have his first playoff win yet. I think the Bills are going to get him.
All right. Hey, if you're right, I'm happy. If you're wrong, I'm right. All 22 degrees.
Let's move to the NFC.
I'm going the NFC. 22 degrees.
In Chicago or in Seattle?
In Chicago. Holy guacamole. That's why the line moved. Like, the line has moved. 22 degrees? Is Devontae Adams he played in New York?
Green Bay.
Fair. Okay, let me, Matt Stafford.
But the Rams are favored. An LA team is favored in this weather.
But the line moved pretty significantly. And I think it's due to the weather and due to the idea that Stafford played in Detroit, dome. LA, dome. You're going to Chicago, Windy City. Like, you're going to be your spiral's tight, but I mean, Nakua doesn't like to wear sleeves. I mean, it's going to be a tough environment. And granted, the Bears aren't playing the Packers, but I think the Bears got a good shot. What's the prediction, Sean? What do you think?
I think the Rams peaked too soon. Like, if you look at the second half of the season, they lost to Carolina in the regular season. They lost to the Falcons coming down the stretch. I mean, they almost lost to Carolina last weekend. Their defense doesn't quite look the same. Bryce Young looked a little too comfortable. I think the Panthers scored every time they were in the red zone. They converted on third down. I think that there's something missing in the Rams offense. With the Bears, you've got the recipe on paper to get to the Super Bowl. You've got a great run game. You've got tight ends, cold weather. You got to throw it over the middle. And you got a QB who can improvise. I was thinking about it this week. You know, when you have that hit song that you're just playing over and over again because it makes you feel good? Well, that's the feeling the Bears have in the fourth quarter when Caleb's driving. Because if they're close, the Bears are going to win this game. And I think it's going to be close. I don't think the Rams can do anything to get pressure on Caleb or to stop a Dan Johnson offense.
I'm trying to
Ben
think.
Johnson.
Dan Johnson.
Dan Johnson.
Ben Johnson is his name. Ben. I'm trying to think about this. NFC West. I know the Hawks don't have a great tight end. There's McBride, I guess. Here's where I'm going with this. Arroyo's garbage. Colson Loveland, like it was his breakout game. Like at one point, they just lined him out wide, like a receiver, and just said, "We're going to go right at you." He had, I think, like 8 grabs for 124 yards.
He looked like Gronk.
He did. He looked great, and I think that's like who they thought he could be. But there's just so many options in that offense, right? You think about Sam Laporta when he was in Ben Johnson's offense. He wasn't the focal point, but he made a lot of plays.
Like, Ben Johnson, there it was.
Ben Johnson is right. It's not Dan Johnson.
Well, that's why I corrected myself.
So Colson Loveland is now becoming Sam Laporta plus, in my opinion. And that's because it's cold. Tight ends are bigger. It's easier, bigger catch radius, whatever you want to say. I think the Rams are going to have a tough time with just on third down getting them off the field because of guys like Loveland. And listen, Chicago's played in cold weather. Would you rather play? Matt Stafford can throw a spiral in, temperature cooled 65-degree SoFi, no problem. He's old. He's our age. I don't know. I don't know how he does it at Soldier Field with Ditka in the stands. Not really.
I'm more worried about the Rams defense. I think Stafford and the Rams offense will be okay. But Chicago has too many weapons, too many gadget guys. You just mentioned Loveland. There's DJ Moore. There's Adunze. There's Burden. There's Swift. There's Kyle Managa. There's Cole Kmet. I think the Bears just have too many people, and they have probably top 3 offensive mind in the NFL, maybe top 2 behind Shanahan. And I think it's going to spell disaster for a Rams team that, again, struggled against Carolina. I wouldn't say this, and I don't think you would say this. Is Carolina a high-powered offense?
No, not even. No. They're the least powered offense in the playoffs. No, they are not. They are not. All right, so who do you have?
Bears, baby.
I'll take the Bears too. The Bears. I like the Bears. Gosh, it would be great if it was. Well, you want to go AFC, the other AFC game, Texans, Pats? Man. All right.
I got Texans though.
Third time this year these teams have met. And this one will be a matchup that I don't know if it'll go down like the Crabtree tip ball. I don't know if it'll come down to that. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping it's like, 4 scores and, call off the dogs. But weird things have happened with the Niners this year. I don't know. Tell me what you think, and I want to pull something up.
I'm wondering, should we, and I'm not in this week, should Seattle be worried about Sam Darnold? Zero playoff wins? Is he elite? Or is he just the Gen Z version of Kirk Cousins? Great in the regular season, but you got to do it in the playoffs. After week 10, I got these stats for you. 8 interceptions, 8 touchdowns. It looks pretty mid to me. I'm wondering if he can step up and do anything special in a big-time moment. Go back to last year. They lost to the Rams. If they play the Rams again, he's got, 7 interceptions in 3 games against the Rams? Sam cannot manage the offense. He's got to make a play and do something to win a game. Should Seattle be worried about Sam Darnold, aka Kirk Cousins?
Well, we don't have any. We don't have any, history with Sam Darnold in the playoffs at this point.
Last year with the Vikings, his history
Oh,
carries over.
come on. No. The Vikings were in a Kubiak offense. They didn't have this defense. They didn't have Jason Myers, the best kicker in the NFL. So
They had the best receiver in the NFL, Justin Jefferson.
It's not relative. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He might have one of the best receivers in the NFL in Jackson Smith. And I think you and I texted about this. I don't think he's going to be asked to go out and win the game. He's not Josh Allen. They're not going to say, we need you to go out there and, run for 50 yards. And, they're going to say, manage the game. Don't lose it. I mean, look at, you guys got 6 questionables across your starting offensive defense.
It's better than
You're banged up.
It's better than 2 days ago.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to find your most, and this is, they talked about this. This is what good offensive coordinators do. First half, you go out and you just manage the game. But you find a soft spot. You find a guy in nickel that, is hobbled or just fresh out the scout team, or he's not going to be able to, you want to exploit. And then you do it. And I think that's what we'll be able to do with the Niners. Fred Warner might not play.
He's not playing. D. Winters practice this week. The Niners on their 7th or 8th string linebacker.
Right. So you can't tell me that, if I'm Sam Darnold, I'm not scared of the defense that I'm going up against. I just have to manage the game enough to chew up time because you don't have any explosive players on your side of the fence. When we talk about your offense, Greg Kittle's out, I think.
Yeah, he's done for the year.
He's done so. So, there's no one else. Your Niners do not scare me. So don't act scared. Don't play scared. Just do what you need to do and win the game and move on. That's what's happening.
This is Robert Sala's swan song. There's 8
Where's he going?
NFL head coaching jobs. He's got to be one of the people considered. I don't think anyone on the Niners defense scares anyone on the Seahawks. I think that is a fact. I looked this up. Bosa is 3rd in the league, third on the Niners in sacks, and he hasn't played since week 3. So the Niners do not pressure the quarterback. They cannot get to the quarterback. So it's going to come down to Robert Saleh. Can he scheme something up? Can he trick Sam or disguise coverage? It's got to be Robert Saleh's best defensive game for the Niners to have a chance. I think the Seahawks are the favorite. I think the Seahawks should win. I think the Niners will come off of last week, and it will be a great first quarter. But McCaffrey's banged up. If Ricky Parasol plays, he's banged up. Trent Williams is 60%. So I think it will be close early. But I think the rest, the youth of Seattle, I think they will wear them down in the second half and win the game.
I agree. And I don't think it's a matter of Robert Saleh is not going to scheme something that Kubiak's
I'm saying he has to.
I know, but Kubiak's going to go, I've either seen this before or I know how to, it's not just Sam Darnold. He's not going to get Sam in a situation where it's Sam hasn't seen this. Oh my goodness. My hope is that the Hawks don't do something, turn the ball over, something like that happen, right? Where now you're playing from behind. Now all of a sudden there's a little pressure. My hope is you can kick field goals all day and still win the game, which has happened. That's happened. The Hawks are going to win by 10 points.
I agree. The Niners don't have enough on offense, and CMC's banged up. So I think the Hawks will win. The Niners would have to get some turnovers on defense and do something on special teams. If the Niners can do that, they have a chance.
When Demarcus Robinson's your leading, people, I'm come on. Demarcus Robinson?
Yeah. Kyle Juszczyk was the 3rd leading receiver in yardage last week. They're fullback.
Swoos.
Yeah. He's a great player, but he shouldn't be.
Yeah, you shouldn't be in the slot. You shouldn't be hanging
all
out
game long.
All right, so I got Hawks, Bears. I'm going to go against the Bills. Just Broncos, just to temper expectations.
And then do you have Texans or
Pats?
Okay. I'll go I'll go Texans just because you're going Pats. I got Bears. I got Hawks. And what's the other game? Did I miss? Did I get everything? I got everything. Yeah. Nice. Should we get out of here, or do you have something else?
No. Other than this.
You don't have anything other than this.
Other than this. Just one thing. I got nothing other than this.
No, go ahead.
The portal, the transfer portal, QBs. Here's another thing. Both of the quarterbacks in the Natty are transfers. And not just transfers from like James Madison or think of a lower, Power 5 school.
Washington State University.
Sure, Washington State. A beleaguered program like Washington. No, they're from Cal. Reputable program. Yeah. And Georgia. Like that is, if you are a coach and you have a decent quarterback, you are not safe.
No.
You are not safe. And my goodness, I bet you 10 mil next year.
You gonna bet me 10 mil?
No, 10 mil for a quarterback next year. Like there is going to be such pressure on coaches, alumni, blah, blah, blah. Everyone investing, because you are investing. If you're pulling money from alumni, those alumni are investing and they want to see results. Therefore, the quarterback is number one. And there's going to be $10 million quarterbacks next year.
I think if Dante Moore comes back from Oregon, he should get 8. So that's in line with
agreed.
Going to 10.
Like inflation, probably 12.
And that's why these quarterbacks move.
And if they're winning national titles at their new spot, now, we might see coaches' discounts come play for me. But maybe not. Who knows? Send your Lane Kiffin to Knoxville, following the quarterback you really want, pulling him from the college campus that he might go visit. Like that's going to be the norm.
But we said this earlier, Cignetti's getting these quarterbacks for like $2 million in the transfer portal. So like everyone else is overpaying for these quarterbacks. And Cignetti's just snatching out the guys who are the right fit.
Well, it's supply and demand. Like how many in the portal? I mean, the guy that went from Cincinnati to Texas Tech for like $6 million, like that wasn't even talked about as in terms of like, oh my goodness, but this guy, he was the best. So pay market price, I guess. It's about to go up. I told Kendrick he was going to get a scholarship to WSU to put his name in the portal. Just see what happens.
He should.
40-year-old. Can you see it now? Might be a Netflix documentary. All right, let's get out of here.
At Big Ben K Win. Well, what's wrong with me? At Big Ben K Win _ anywhere you get your social media. That's TikTok, Threads, Instagram. Follow the Discord. If you're watching this live on demand, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Really help us out. Anywhere you get your audio podcast, rate, review us 5 stars, and subscribe as well. I'm K Win. He's Big Ben. And we're out.
And we're done. Should we get a bowl next year? Let's get a bowl. Yeah. What's the price for a bowl game?
Are we going to a bowl, or is the bowl game going to be named after us?
Both. If we're the presenting sponsor, I want to be 50-yard line.
Bowl games are dead.
I want to do FCS level 2 bowl game. Like just some.
I'm out.
You're out?
They're voting this week to go to either the 16-team playoff or 24-team playoff. I don't want to see any other bowl games if you're not a top 16 team or a top 24 team.
It'll be scarcity of bowl games. We'll get the best teams.
Boom.